Board of Commissioners, Steve Shotwell. Hi, Steve.
Happy New Year, Bart.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah.
Now, how many years have you been on the Board of Commissioners?
I've been on the Board of Commissioners now 23 years.
Wow.
This will be my start of my 24th.
Well, the knowledge and the experience and the history of operations of the county obviously have contributed, I think, to the success of the county, but also to you in that position. You're unanimously reelected to the chair at the start of every term.
Yes, and I think it's more because no one else wants the responsibility. No, it's a great group of commissioners, all 8 commissioners that I'm working with this cycle. They all bring certain assets to the table, qualifications. Some are rural, some are urban, some have served in the legislature, Commissioner Pileski, that can carry a lot of discussion with each other that way, and we know what will happen if we do or don't do something, and have a pretty thorough understanding of what's out there. We have John Willis, who actually works for the city, so we have a direct relationship now with the city. I think that that's a true asset for Jackson County, and we have a truly diverse board.
Yeah, and it's not only the makeup's changed a little bit because we had elections, and then the community decided, the county voters decided we're going to have 4-year terms, right? Is that
correct? That's a state change.
State change.
Yes,
okay.
it is. Now, the legislature did that, so we'll be 4 years.
And we have one or two. Do we consolidate districts too? Didn't we?
Well, we redrew districts,
Okay.
and that took effect last election cycle. But with that in mind, most commissioners did change a little bit. I gained some of Blackman Township. I represent all the way to 94 now in part of Blackman Township, but I don't represent Liberty Township. But I still answer calls and get answers for people for what their inquiries are, or road paving issues and that type of stuff.
Yeah, you actually live on the edge of Liberty Township.
Well, yes, on the southern edge of Summit Township, northern edge of Liberty. Yeah, on Wickwire at South Jackson. Enjoy the community college and all the amenities they have out there, and the new walk path and all that for wellness. So yeah, it turns out very well. The Dahlem Center, a favorite mine generationally. Both my daughter, my son, and my mom enjoyed the Dahlem Center an awful lot.
Yeah,
So
I know
yes.
your family's been big volunteers and supporters of Dahlem all these years. Well, let's take a look at 2024. How did the year end fiscally?
Well, fiscally, we ended up in good shape. The Board of Commissioners ended up banking about $600,000. But with that going into 2025, with the 2 elections not passing for the Sheriff's Department, the Board of Commissioners had to reduce the county budget by $1.3 million, approximately. And we spread that out, what we felt was evenly. Everybody got hurt a little bit, so nobody was happy. And the Board of Commissioners accomplished a lot that way, but they also, at the end of the year, began settling labor contracts that are going to set the county up for the next 3 years. So we're working towards settling some law enforcement and law employees. Those are the contracts that are still open, and we'll work through those. And then we also have the road department, which the Board of Commissioners, I know you're aware, but a lot of people don't understand that we're the policy-making board for the professional staff at Jackson County Transportation Department, which oversees the salting and maintaining of the roads during winter time, but also repairing all those nasty potholes and trying to maintain the roads as best we possibly can with the meager state dollars that we get.
So you've got about 6 different labor contracts overall, right?
We have 9.
9, wow.
9 different labor contracts that we have at the county. The largest being ASME, which is our general employees, and that is one of the ones we just settled. And that was voted on here in December at the last meeting of the year, and then that way employees are not affected by any payroll reduction. Actually, they get their raise and their first paycheck of the year.
Nice. Well, you've got some beautiful facilities that I know take a lot of expense in keeping them up to date and in shape. And the County Tower Ballroom, I've been to a couple of events recently. That's awesome.
Correct.
I want to commend the county for buying some chairs for that room so people didn't have to rent them every time.
Yeah, correct. And that was the idea, was that as we got that program up and running, we would pick up the other amenities going forward. And that's all part of that. We're trying real hard not to spend county general fund dollars on maintaining these different programs and these different facilities. So yeah, and remember, we remodeled that. That was kind of the final feather in Randy Treacher's cap when we remodeled that whole second floor and turned it into a usable asset for all of Jackson County.
So if you want to show your appreciation to Randy, when you book an event there, you hire the ABC Bakery to do the desserts.
Yes, as much as you can.
Yeah.
Yes, as much as you can.
All right, let's talk about 2025. What are the big things that you're focused on?
Well, there are three big things personally that I'm focusing on. One is the Cascades. We're raising funds to finally finish the fall work, and this is the work that needs to be done to make the falls last going forward another 100 years. We started the Tear Down the Wall Committee again and brought it back into fruition, and have asked the different people who served on that to join us in that committee. And at the end of the year, last year, we raised close to $250,000 in new donations for that process. The Board of Commissioners have set aside close to $800,000 in different funds that they were able to put together specifically for the Cascades Falls. So that's this next year. We hope to see that and be able to see construction start on some of the different cement work in the spring, and then some other stuff as the year goes on in 2025 and 2026. The other project that I've gotten involved in is I serve on the Fair Board, and the north end of the fairgrounds where all the barns are and that stuff needs some TLC, some tender loving care, some maintenance work, and we reached out to the community. We had the best way to describe it is a study/bull session where we had everybody come in who is concerned about that and wants to volunteer to either paint a building or remodel the stalls or fix things up electrically or that kind of stuff. We had the Home Builders Association come to that party, and they are meeting with the staff of the fair property, the Keeley Park property, to see what the project they could help us with to enhance different things. So those are the two little projects. Now the big project that's going to be happening this next year is the state government mandated that we create a materials management recovery program, commonly referred to as recycling. We're going to meet with 7 different members of the private industry, 4 different members of the different townships, cities, and villages of Jackson, and the Board of Commissioners, and we're going to have to come back with a materials management plan or a recycling plan of some type.
For the citizens.
For the citizens of Jackson County.
So I know a lot of people have thought, why don't we have recycling bins, at the end of every driveway all over town like they do in Ann Arbor or in other places?
Well, and there's a cost to that. And a lot of times the answer is that we really don't want to pay for things like that. So we've got to wrestle with what's the best route to go on that, and that's why we're meeting with the private sector and the different people like that, and we're working with them as well as the governments that need to be involved in it. So it's going to be townships as well as, and we're going to work hard to try not to put a burden similar to what we had with the resource recovery facility, aka the incinerator, on the cost. But that committee is going to start meeting here in February, and we will plan out and have that ready to go by the end of the year.
The incinerator. I haven't heard that.
Haven't heard that word in a long time? Resource recovery facility.
The Armory land you have some plans for. What's that?
Well, the Parks Board put together an initiative and then applied for a grant to rehabilitate inside the wall. And the goal is to put together a farmer's market plus a area that is for beautification and use by the community in the form of a community park / entertainment area. And we're going to clean that area up and put that building together. We're working with Grow Jackson and some other private people that are involved in that stuff to put together what you and I would know as a non-clerked facility. That would be a passive, where we would have maybe farm eggs and vegetables and that type of stuff that are grown specifically in Jackson County, available for people to buy and purchase through that. But if it goes well, hopefully it'll become a more formal farmer's market.
Awesome. Coming soon.
Coming soon to a prison near you. So it's a truly exciting, because it's going to be in that old Armory Arts garage.
And Andy asked me to ask you if you have the New Balance, what is it, Brandon? The 550? I don't know, the hot shoe of the moment right now?
We carry New Balance, that's correct. I've seen the 550. Typically that's available through different, what they call after leisure wear areas, shoe stores, if you would. Not available to family shoe stores right now, but January 26 and 27, we go to the Michigan Shoe Show, and I'll learn what's available, and may have an answer for you in February.
Awesome.
Directly about that. So yeah, we've had inquiries about that, and are looking at what it's going to take to be able to carry the product in the store.
Cool. And if people don't have winter boots, we're going to get some winter weather, aren't we?
Yes, we are. We have some winter boots on sale right now, anywhere from 15 to 25% off, and they're 40 to 60 degree below zero.
Wow.
Waterproof boots that are available, that are made in the United States and Canada.
Awesome.
So yes.
In downtown Jackson. How many years for Miller Shoes?
Since 1912, been in my family over 60 years.
That's awesome.
And generation number 4 is in line.
Great.
Yep.
Good to see you.
James Michael Shotwell. So yes.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in, Steve.
Sure, Bart. Appreciate it.
The chair of the Jackson County Board of Commissioners and owner of Miller Shoes, Steve Shotwell.